And I had an opportunity to take an internship this summer with Farm Bureau Financial Services at Michael Hodge's office. I'm from Bremen, Kansas, up north by Marysville, and I am a fifth-year agribusiness major. I'll wait 2 more seconds. Like I said, I had the opportunity to work for Michael Hodge's here in Manhattan, Kansas. Anybody interested in insurance or sales in here? Good, good. Well, you know, Michael Hodges does a great job of training people. He's a member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is a organization of all the National Farm Bureau agencies, and him and there's an agent in Junction City also are part of the $1 Million Roundtable. Very successful agent, and I was given the opportunity to work under him, and worked out the best for me. So, you know, first for the internship, have a plan in the hiring process. What do you want to do? Where do you want to work? How many hours do you want to put in? And what kind of, you know, what criteria do you want to work under? You know, second off, have a good resume. You know, a lot of people, you know, have resumes that are just so packed. You know, it's so cluttered. You know, what matters and what doesn't. So make sure your resume makes sense and it all flows real naturally and just looks very presentable. Third, sell yourself. You know, especially the people that are interested in sales. You know, how can you sell a product? How can you sell a service if you can't sell yourself? And basically, that's, in my opinion, that's the biggest part of an interview, is be able to sell yourself and your strengths. And finally, ask for the job. You know, a lot of people go to an interview and they do a great job, they kill the interview, and then what happens after that? They don't ask for the job. So the company doesn't offer the job. Always, if you feel comfortable and confident about the company and about your position that you are applying for, ask for the job. In my experience as in insurance, each person, in order to be licensed in the state of Kansas, must take the Property and Casualty Kansas test. Now this test is no joke. This isn't another Aggie contest or anything. This is a very in-depth analytical test that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to study for. So first off, I have to say time is your greatest enemy. When it comes to studying for this test, there's so much material. You're going through Kansas state laws, you're going through national laws, you're going through the information, you're going through definitions, and all of it matters when it comes to the test, because there's no set, oh, this is what the test is going to be like. There's thousands of random questions that can pop up at any time. And two, guessing is not guesswork. Don't guess. Try to break everything down. You know, a lot of times, school, if you don't know the answer, you guess. Well, that doesn't work here, because say the third question stems off of the second question. If you don't know the second question, you're not going to know the third question. So everything just kind of works in a roundabout kind of like that. Practice smarter, not harder. You know, people spend hours, you know, cram energy drinks, do all this kind of stuff. Practice smart. Take, you know, breaks just like you do college tests. Because it's a lot of material which kind of rolls into 4 and 5. Test yourself. I test myself probably 20, 30 times, and this yellow pad in here is just full of notes, the whole thing. And it's just a lot of material. I'm not trying to scare anybody, because once you pass this test, you're going to be making a pretty good amount of money and set yourself up for the future. When I got the job, they asked me to compile a list of 150 names, and this was also part of the interviewing process, because they're not going to hire someone that doesn't know anybody. Because when it comes to selling insurance, it's all about who you know. And if you know a lot of people, you can pass this around. This is just my list here. It's all about who you know. So can you go out to 150 people and say, hey, this is the service, this is the product I have, this will benefit you, and I'd like to help you. And then when they find out that, hey, this guy's a good guy, then they're going to tell 10 people. And then those 10 people are going to tell the 10 people. And that's how a successful insurance agent becomes successful. One, they network, and two, they know a lot of people. And I had to fill out those 150 names. I got it done, and each name is ranked. So say I went over here, and he scores out at 15. Well, I go to the family that has 5 kids, 3 cars, a boat, and both the wife, and they all want life insurance. They'd score out at 30. which means I want to hit those higher prospect names before I hit the lower prospect names due to the amount of, commission and also, a longer customer for the family. And, those names can include school friends, teachers, coaches, classmates, any clubs, the general population. And I've got some stuff down here since most of you all freshmen. What's everybody? Well, I didn't know about this when I was a freshman or a sophomore, and I want to be able to get it out to you guys now because I've had some friends, their apartments caught on fire. And they're right, a lot of their stuff is covered through their insurance, or through their parents' policies. Like your clothes. I don't know, some girls out there might have $150 pair of jeans. They got 5 pairs, you're looking at over $500. Those probably aren't covered under your parents' policy. Through a renter's policy, all your clothes are covered under replacement value. So, if you want your stuff to get paid for, you go ahead and do that. And I've got a whole pile of these here. I got about 20 of them. You guys are interested in that. I really recommend that. It's just a better way to cover yourself. So what was my involvement in this company? I was involved in day-to-day operations. Included calling certain customers every day, trying to get business back from them if they left for some reason or they just didn't renew their policy. I was involved in compiling lists, and in these lists, included our neighborhood project, which I went around in the neighborhoods and found different houses and streets, and I would go through the Raleigh County what's that list called? The Raleigh County Parcel Search. The Raleigh County Parcel Search, and I would find out the names of the homeowners, their addresses, their phone numbers, compare that to the do not call list, and from there on I would pursue them as a client and their neighborhood. So, if you were my neighbor and we drove down, you went next door and say, hey, I just talked to Michael Hodges, Kaleb Drinker at Farm Bureau. They do a really good job. They've got a real good company. Well then, that makes the community look good, and then I go through the community, next thing you know, I got the whole street. And then door hangers. One of my friends, he works for Michael Hodges also, and he actually graduated last May. His name's Kane Hagenor, and he's a sales associate with them also. We went around the community and hung the door hangers out, just so we get our names out there and kind of see that we want to help. It's finally what I learned. You got to be committed. You got to love what you do and do what you love. Second, it's a real life job. It's no more waking up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, going to class, and then going out. You got to be ready to go. Great effort. You're only going to be successful if you put the effort in that you want to achieve. Never give up. A lot of people in sales, people are going to say no. You got to go out there and be willing to get up the next day and go keep going. You got to be enthusiastic. Who wants to buy from the boring guy? Well, this guy doesn't care. Well, you got to be enthusiastic. Experience, it's going to show up good on a resume. It's going to show up good in an interview. And you're graduated, and finally teamwork. I worked with Kane, I worked with Michael, I worked with the ladies in the office every day. And that's what it took to become successful. So, you got any questions?